If you've ever thought about panning for gold, what you're about to see will blow your mind. If you've never thought about panning for gold, what you're about to see will make you think about starting. Now, we're about to perform an experiment that will show you how anyone can prospect for gold using a brand new, never before seen invention that will let anyone quickly, easily, and inexpensively pan for gold. But before we start this experiment, I want to make you a promise. This video is a little long, but I promise you, if you watch it through to the end, you will be amazed at what you see. Okay, promise, no cheating? Good. So let me explain what we're about to do. In our studio today, we have Alan and Clint. Now, Alan, thanks for joining us. You're our expert today. Will you tell us a little bit about your background in prospecting?
Yes, I have a master's degree in exploration geology and have spent roughly 40 years pursuing exploration.
And how much gold have you found in your lifetime?
One project produced about $3.5 million worth of gold.
That is remarkable. And on my left, my next guest is Clint. Now, Clint, you claim to have an invention that can pan for gold in 1/10 of the time. What's your background, and tell us about it?
Well, yes, I have an engineering background, and when I got into gold, I learned how hard gold panning was, and I knew there had to be a better way.
Okay, so we're here today to put your claims to the test. Now, in front of each of our guests is a pan of pay dirt. First, we're going to watch Alan, who will demonstrate the more traditional technique, and we'll time you to see how long it takes. Are you ready?
Here we go.
Let me get the time on the clock here. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, when we work a pan of gold, we have to disarticulate every fragment of material from every other so that the gold can be separated out cleanly.
Okay.
So we work the pan back and forth and gradually allow the top of edge of the material to slip out over the edge of the pan.
Okay, we're approaching 30 seconds here.
I will work it again to help get clays and the pieces separated, and I will repeat the process.
Ooh.
Probably swap water around, but see how the bigger rocks are working their way out and how the content of the pan is decreasing pretty rapidly.
Okay, so the smaller particles kind of float up towards the top.
The larger ones, if you look carefully, the lighter
Okay, and we're at
fragments.
1 minute, Alan.
Okay, we just keep going here. It's an arduous process. I scoot off the very top because the gold is heavy and will sink to the bottom in the water.
Oh, okay. And so what's this material called that you're sorting through right now?
This is a sandy, gravelly material collected from gold-bearing deposits in northern Colorado.
Okay, we're at 1:30 now.
Okay, and we're gradually reducing it. Once again, I'll work the bottom. It helps separate. Then I'll move it back and forth to get the gold shook to the bottom, and then we will gradually ease off a little bit more material.
Okay, coming up on 2 minutes there, Alan. Now, is it important to flood the pan with water?
That's when I stir it and separate and help remove any clay that might still be adhering to some of the particles. Now we do it again. Work it down. See how the fines are here, heavier fines?
Yes.
And the coarse is actually floating on top and being moved down.
I see.
Now we do it one more. It's a slow process.
Well, we're
The
at
way we
2
use-
minutes and 30 seconds right now.
This particular ore body is pretty clean.
And what does that mean?
There's not much clay in it. And the clay is critical in an ore body because it has van der Waals bonds operating in the clay, which is a weak bond that attaches to the gold. The clay has a positive charge and the gold a negative charge, so they form a weak bond with each other.
And we've
And
hit
that-
3 minutes.
And that helps trap the gold as the stream is washing on down the valley. Okay,
So it's getting a lot finer, I see.
yes. Sure.
You've lost those real big rocks, am I right?
Yes, look how they're all gone now.
Wow.
Now we've got to separate, get the gold to the bottom again, and then we will try to ease off the light sands, the lighter colored, the quartz, the feldspars.
Okay, we've passed 3 minutes, 30 seconds.
And we're getting down.
So the amount of sand that was in your pan has really condensed because you've let a lot of that material go.
Now what I'm doing here is getting the gold back in the bottom of the pan. So
4 minutes.
we will continue.
Okay, approaching 4 minutes and 30 seconds, Alan. Oh, I'd be afraid to lose that little bit.
No problem.
No problem for our expert today. 4 minutes and 30 seconds. We're getting close to the end, right, Alan?
Looks like it, doesn't it?
Losing most of the rock forms
Picking out the big rock pieces.
until you're left with,
Almost
okay,
nothing.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is
Let
5
me show you the
minutes.
gold. There you
Wow.
are. That's the gold that
There
was
it
contained
is.
in that ore.
Wow.
There's a big picker and there's a lot of the finer gold, which is typical.
That's exciting to see, isn't it?
You bet.
Okay, that took you 5 minutes, Alan. Clint, you say that the gold claw pan can do that in 1/10 of the time?
Yes, it can.
Okay, let's get the clock ready and prove this. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Your pan looks a lot different than Alan's. I guess it's a similar, but about half the size and bigger ridges.
Yes, the ridges are on the outside instead of the inside, which make all the difference.
That's beneficial.
Yes, and because it all happens underwater, instead of all that washing, there's a lot of mistakes made that are avoided this way.
Okay, we
Okay.
are approaching 30 seconds.
And I'm done.
You're kidding me. You're kidding me. It took you 30 seconds to do
Yes.
what Alan did with his traditional method? Oh, wow.
Can you see
Wow,
it?
you found a lot too. That's
Yes.
amazing.
Mhm.
Wow. That is something, Clint. Okay, so Alan, how many buckets of pay dirt would you have had to go through at a typical dig site to get some gold?
Well, I would utilize about 20 buckets in order to get a good sound analysis of the gold content.
Okay, so let's do a little math. Based on what you just said, a typical day of panning would look something like this. So 20 buckets. How many pans in a bucket?
I would say at least 10.
10 pans in a bucket at about 5 minutes per pan. That's about 1,000 minutes? Over 16 hours. That's over 2 full days of work. But using the gold claw pan, you can pan 10 times faster, turning days of work into just over an hour and a half. Which one would you rather use? And ditch the old pan and get your gold claw pan today. Enjoy panning for gold the quick, fun, and easy way. Order yours today by visiting www.goldclaw.com. Clint, Alan, thanks for joining us.
My
Fun.
pleasure.
Okay, I bet you want to get one of these now.